Hi, welcome back to Live with Brittnie, our weekly community newspaper show here at Miami Community Newspapers. My name is Brittnie Basant, and I am the president and CEO of Chamber South, and I am very thrilled to have with me a very special guest, Farides Garcia from Parent to Parent.
Developmental delay, which later turned into autism. And so that then spun my world around in many different ways.
Change her trajectory once again.
Right? And so then that's where, switched gears a little bit, started that focus on him and that advocacy and that piece for finding what I needed to do for him, and bumped into Parent to Parent of Miami.
When you say bumped into, tell me about that.
Well, David was at Easter Seals, and the director at that time there, Dr. Bornstein, tapped me to be a parent representative at a local council. And she wanted me to be there as a family voice. And I said, yeah, I'd love to do that. And that started that passion for advocating, not just for my son, but for the community that needs a lot of help. And so that just got into meeting a lot of great women, usually women that are advocating for their kids.
Yeah, because it's from the heart, right? And I think women have that, not to knock the men.
It is.
We're not knocking the men. But I definitely think that the women do lead from the heart and do a lot with heart first.
They do.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times the moms are the ones that are really entrusted to, take care of the kids. And then, with this population of disabilities that you have to do the therapies and the special schooling and all those things. Usually the moms are the ones that are at the forefront. And I was lucky to be partnered up with a great mentor, which has been a great friend, Farides Garcia. She was past president and CEO of Parent to Parent of Miami. So along the way met a lot of powerful, very caring women that have helped me and shaped the course of events. And so, it was, when we talk about disabilities, it's not only the negative, there's a lot that happens, but a lot of positive comes along the way. And you do find that you meet some really great people along the way. And I've been lucky to do so. And so, segue in a few years in, joined the board at Parent to Parent of Miami, and then joined staff. And I was the operations manager for the last 10 years. And just last October, resumed the role of president and CEO for the organization.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So you're coming up on it's 1 year.
1 year.
It's been a year.
Our
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So it's been a year that you've been president and CEO, but you've been involved with Parent to Parent for a very long time. How long has it been total?
Very long time, since 2004.
Wow.
So I joined the board in 2004, became the president of the board, and then I stepped down to go on staff. So it's been a long time. It's at the heart. I think that when you are, Parent to Parent Miami is a family. And so for me, it really has touched me, has helped me personally, for not just for my son, but just, it allows you to grow. It has helped me to grow as a person. And just love going to help the families that need us in the community.
Yeah, we talked to a lot of different members of our community, and I think part of the lifeblood and the heartbeat of our community are our not-for-profits. And anytime I talk to anyone in the not-for-profit field, whether it's someone who works for a not-for-profit, who's on the board of a not-for-profit, or in your case, the president and CEO of a not-for-profit, you really do see where that heart comes into play. When you're part of the not-for-profit world, you're not doing it, for the money. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're not doing it for the money, because the money isn't there. You're doing it because you have a passion for what this organization is doing, and you believe in it, and you genuinely want to further that. And it really does take a very special person to work in the not-for-profit field. So thank you for dedicating your life to that. I mean, that's incredible.
Thank you.
And I get a fun fact. No one ever gives me a fun fact.
Oh, I forgot my fun fact. I have a good fun fact.
Okay, yay.
I can name the 50 states in alphabetical order. So
I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna jump on your fun fact.
Okay.
I probably should not say this, because now everyone's gonna ask me weird questions. I can't, because
no, Brittnie.
And I was a political science major in college, and I studied law, studied pre-law in college, and I love U.S. history, and I'm fascinated with American history. But I was born and raised in Trinidad. So I moved here when I was 14 years old, and they just kind of assumed that I knew that information, but they're not teaching you that anywhere else if you're not in the United States. So like I moved here, and I mean, I'm sure I could probably like
Go through it.
get
Well, when you learn it with a little song back in the bicentennial in 4th grade, and it has stuck with me all these years. So I'm going to share the
the
song with you
power
at
of
the end.
songs. Okay, and now we're just going completely off
Oh,
topic here, but the power of songs. So,
yep.
and I'm telling you, Fari, I did AP American History in high school, and I
Mm.
genuinely credit the song "We Didn't Start the Fire." I was humming that during my AP American History exam, and I am so like I can. My fun fact is I can sing every single lyric in the song "We Didn't Start the Fire," and I'm
Mm.
highly impressed by anybody else that can match me and do that. So
Only
we
parts and pieces for me.
we just like went completely off topic, but so please share that song with me because I'll be singing that song in the car all the time. Okay, so we kind of touched on this, but like what did you want to be when you were younger, and how has that shaped what you do today? And we touched on that because you talked about nursing, and and that of course has led to the heart
Hmm.
that you have carried with you through parent to parent. So I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted. Was there anything else in the stars for you?
Believe it or not, it was funny because as a kid, I really wanted to be a teacher. And I don't know why I did
Interesting.
not pursue it because they told me that I'm pretty good at it. So, but there's teaching and still what I do. There's teaching in nursing for sure when you're going through, the care plans with your patients and all that. So it's still there,
And I think one of the biggest qualities to be a teacher, to be a good teacher, um, is to have patience and
Mhm.
compassion. And that, of course, is a thread throughout also being involved in not for profits, especially the kind of work that you do, because the not for profit field, it's this giant umbrella, right? And you
Mhm.
have every different manner of causes that you can fold in under that. So working in the field that you work in with,
Mhm.
development disabilities and connecting directly with, those individuals, that does require a certain amount of patience and
Mhm.
compassion. So that actually
Yeah.
does carry
Yeah, it
through that
carries
thread.
through and a lot of
Yeah.
teaching too, because that's
Yeah.
part of what we do, teaching parents and,
Yeah.
bringing skill sets.
Yeah.
Where
So what would you say you're the most passionate about? And that could be personally, professionally, whatever. When you think of, if I were to say to you, Fari, like, what are you passionate about? What are you the most passionate about?
I have to say, honestly, and it's really helping others. It sounds a little corny, but it really is. It's just helping others in whatever it may be. I think it's, passionate about making sure that everybody has a fair play, especially our kids with disabilities, the families that are struggling out there. And, just bringing, empathy and good feelings for everyone. I think that we're also stressed out. That for me, passion is just making sure that people are, smiling and coping and helping. So, helping people as much as you can. I think if we all did that a little bit more, it would be a little bit better.
It's hard to talk to a not-for-profit CEO and not have that be their answer,
Well,
because that's what you've dedicated your entire life to,
yeah.
is to making a difference, to impacting change, to helping
If
helping
you
others.
stay, that's what
Yeah.
you want. I mean, I think when you
Yeah.
are committed to something, what you want to do is just see that change. And I always tell people, the change isn't going to be this global change. I think that if we chip away little by little, we
Yeah.
do get a lot accomplished. And that's what
Yeah.
you try to do. Just chip
And
away.
it's extremely important because you can make what is seemingly a small difference, but it can have a monumental impact. And it could really, if you change just one person's
Hmm.
life,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
Like you said, it doesn't have to be on a global level. It doesn't have to be, like
Yeah.
earth shattering. It,
No.
it could just be the small, consistent
Yeah.
steps towards
When
making
you
the world a
see
better
those
place.
changes day
Yeah.
to day, and we see it every day in the families that we serve, when you get that appreciation in an email, in the telephone call, it's amazing because you do see and you've impacted that family in such a good way. And for us, the hope is that then they will impact someone else. So that's the parent to parent model, which is really great. And that's how life is, right? So you hear something, you go through a struggle, you get past it, and then someone else who's going through that struggle, and you're like, you know what, I did this and this. And even if they come to us, if they share the resource, whatever it may be, they're helping someone else, and so then it can become global. And that's the trick to it all.
And then it's that domino effect, right?
It
It's that
is.
trickle down effect.
Yep.
You make a difference in
Yeah.
someone's life, and then they go out and they make a difference, and
Mm-hmm.
it just spreads like wildfire, but
Yeah.
the good kind of
Yeah.
wildfire that we
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
All right, so we've just said the words parent to parent over and over and over again, and there are probably people here like, what on earth even is that? So now is the time that you really just get to just delve into it. Tell me about parent to parent. Tell me about this organization. What do you do? Who do you serve? All of the things that make your organization what it is today. By all means, the floor is yours.
Thanks. So, Parent to Parent of Miami, we are what is called a Community Parent Resource Center. And we are specifically here to help families in Miami-Dade County who have children with disabilities. We work with all disabilities and all age groups. So, for us, it really is, first of all, parent to parent model, meaning peer to peer. The majority of the staff are other parents who have children with disabilities. And so, like me, their life has changed. They come from all walks of life. They can be attorneys, they can be, MBA, accountants, teachers. They've had to shift because they now have a child with a disability.
Because that
Yeah.
it doesn't discriminate. Like having a child with a disability, there is no discrimination there. You just, like you said, all
It
walks of life. You could be
affects.
the most successful,
Mhm.
whatever the case may be.
It doesn't affect. It's across socioeconomic impact.
That's a much better way of saying it.
Cultures. I mean, we have had people here from Uzbekistan, from China, different delegations, and at the heart of it, the parents are struggling with the same issues that we are here. So it is universal, and disabilities are universal.
So I'm so sorry. So let's just go back a minute. So every person on your staff or on your team,
all our education and support specialists that are working directly with the families, all are parents of children with disabilities. So they have that empathy. They understand the day-to-day struggle.
The empathy is huge.
Really important. It is, and there's a connection that happens. When the parents call us at the beginning, they may be very confused as to what to do. It is hard to hear that your child has a disability. It really is. It's very difficult. So there's that growth that needs to come. So what do I do? It's very scary. We always like to say that you need to start dreaming new dreams, because that is true. And you have to develop a new normal. So you need to, find the resources. You need, it's very, you feel very lost and overwhelmed. So when they call us and they're talking to another parent that has been through it, the disability might be different, the ages might be different, but there's that at the heart, right? At the heart. And there is a heart in our logo, and it is there for a reason. So it is right in there. Yeah. So it's always been there from the beginning. So Parent to Parent of Miami was started back in 1986 by a group of parents that, were trying to help each other and finding that network and helping each other out. And then that grew. And so we've been in existence since then. Very proud of the work that we've been able to do and accomplish. It's all local. So we are local here. So our impact can be greater for the families we serve. And we serve about 1,500 families a year for one-on-one assistance. And so what we try to do is to provide them that information that they need for their child's disability, so that they understand it, so the family can start to heal, can start to cope, to understand how to incorporate their child best to the family, so that they can be out in the community. We want them to be active. We want them to find the resources. So a lot of linkage, a lot of direct referrals to other great organizations that are doing wonderful work on behalf of kids with disabilities here in Miami-Dade. And so helping them with that piece. We're providing advocacy. A lot of times parents, of course, have no idea what special education is. What is this federal law? So a lot of trainings, a lot of workshops that we offer in many different topics. We are making sure that they are having the knowledge, so that when they sit in these very specialized meetings at school, they can be part of a team, a true participant.
And they're understanding what they're being told.
That, why would you know about disability? Why would you know about special education?
Right.
We say our kids aren't born with a manual when we all become parents. Well, you need manual 2.0 when you have, a child with a disability. So that's what we try to provide. And, we try to provide that emotional support that's really important. Sometimes you think you don't need it, but it is really at the core of everything. You do need to have that support, and you need to know as a parent, again, the majority of the parents that call us are moms. They're the ones at the forefront. And they need to know that, you can learn, you can do this. And it doesn't matter if English is not your language. We make sure that, all our services are provided in English and Spanish and Creole when available. And same thing with all our trainings, all our materials, and everyone's fully bilingual at the office because that's what we want. We want them to connect. And, hopefully what happens a lot of times when we have our trainings that they meet other parents. And so the connection continues. And that's what's really great. So yeah, the majority of our staff are, um, except for administrative staff, are all parents of kids with disabilities. So at the core, that's there.
And how many, because you said it was your education and support specialists,
Mhm.
how many of those do you have?
We have 9 education support specialists on staff. We have our advocacy and training manager and transition manager. So again, working through all the disabilities in all age groups, we're helping also kids as they grow into youth. And we want them to be successful, to be self-advocates. We want them to be able to be empowered, to know about their disability, how to share that, how to become this young adult in whatever way that's going to shape out to be. And, getting them to embrace that as well, and to be accepted and how to interact with other kids. So the work is very broad. And, for the parents, again, as your child grows, there's this need for, even services and how it changes throughout time. So, we try to do a lot, and we hope that parents stay with us for a long time.
Well, yeah, you are. You're definitely doing a lot. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, there's a wealth of just information and resources being offered by this amazing organization. And as a parent, so you're thinking, okay, a parent with a child that has a disability, right? That's already enough of a strain, and it's a big financial strain on these parents.
Yeah.
So all of this information that you're providing, your entire organization's, your mission, is that free to the parents? Are your services
completely free of charge? We offer all our services completely free of charge. We are lucky that we are funded through the Office of Special Education Programs, so federally, to provide services as well as locally. Big shout out to the Children's Trust. That has been
love the Children's
great.
Trust?
Yeah, 20 years that they are celebrating.
That's awesome.
And,
Yeah.
and they've been doing a lot of great things in our community. So thanks to them also,
Yeah.
we've been able to expand the services that we receive. And so that we can provide everything free of charge, to our families, because it's very expensive.
It
We
is.
sit there at IEP meetings, at school meetings, and we're advocating
Yeah.
for the services that these
imagine.
kids need. If our parents were to have to tap out and hire a professional advocate, it could run into thousands of dollars. And we provide all of that free of charge. It's not free. It's at no cost to the families.
It's at no cost to the
And I always
families.
like
That's
to
a
say that.
big,
So
yeah.
a good nonprofit would always say it's at no cost to the families, but it's not free.
That's great.
Because we do need to have the staff that's available and knowledgeable. So a lot of training goes into that piece. So we provide it all because of the funding, and of course community support from funders and donors as well.
And how would, like, let's say we have a parent or a family that's listening today and they're like, oh, this is a great resource, or someone that wants to recommend them. How would they be able to get involved, or how would they be able to sign up to work with parent to parent?
It's real simple. All they have to do is call us 305-271-9797.
One more time.
305-271-9797.
Perfect.
Or they can send an email at info@ptopmiami.org. And that just starts. We give them a call back. They get hooked up to one of our education support specialists, and we start their journey at whatever, place they're at. They can be a young family that might be fearful, that there might be a delay in their little baby. And so we make sure that they get over to early intervention, make sure that they get an evaluation. And if that's the case, then we say, okay, so let's help you on the process. Or you could be older in school and struggling.
What about for parents that are also in situations where they have an adult child with is it just like across the board? There's no limiting factors on, because you're talking as early as, young children, but there are also, parents that are full-time caregivers to adults with disabilities.
Well, the services unfortunately become a little bit more restricted, and limiting for once our kids get older, and that is something that we do need to work at. But we have no limitations. They can give us a call and see what might what else they may need, and how we can maybe get them to, let's say, an adult training program if that's what they need, or are they getting all the benefits for financially, let's say, that they'll need. So, because it is a lifetime. Some of these disabilities will, be with a child for, into adulthood, and so they'll need services as well. And so we want to make sure that everybody is as covered as they can. Yeah.
Yeah. And then really quickly, as I want to be mindful of everyone's time today, but really quickly, if the community wanted to get involved, I mean, obviously, yes, you're a not-for-profit, so you do donations and you accept donations and that sort of a thing. But if somebody really wanted to get involved, do you have events? Do you have volunteering opportunities? How can really someone engage with your organization if they are like, I'm so passionate about what you're doing?
We're always looking for passionate people. So
Okay, good.
definitely, we always can have extra people on our board of trustees. So there's information on that on our website, and we all are always looking for either other parent representatives that want to be on the board or community people that are very passionate about it. We always have our annual gala. So upcoming
It's
now,
coming up, right?
it's
Isn't it in
coming up.
November?
We are so excited. November 5th, our
Ah, I
Journey of
knew it.
Dreams. Yeah,
Okay,
November 5th,
wonderful.
Journey of Dreams at the JW Marriott Miami. It's our 18th. So that is our
You're
biggest
coming up on a
fundraiser.
milestone
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
That's
So
exciting.
we're excited. We're back in person after 2-year hiatus because of COVID. So it's really nice to be able, and we've had a really great outpouring of support from the community. So that's always one another way of doing it. And we're always looking for special projects. So, if you have someone out there who's interested, and we always want to, help our families in different ways. So we're always looking for funding. Those extras, so we have a holiday toy drive that we do for our families. We have an annual picnic that we do. So we're always looking for community partners that can help us so that we can grow our events and get more families. For us, the topic really is to have families not feel isolated, Brittnie. It's very isolating at
I can
times.
imagine. And then
Yeah.
that's why your model works so well,
Yeah.
because not only are you providing
Mhm.
support and you're providing help to these families, but you're providing them with someone who can relate to exactly what they're going through. Like the empathy and the relatability is there. And so they don't feel like they're alone. And sometimes it's all you need.
Yeah.
I think even as anyone, I mean, like you're a female CEO of an organization that serves the community. Likewise with myself, you have a board of directors. And sometimes I'm just like, is anyone else dealing with these problems or these issues? And once you realize you're not alone, that other people are going through it as well, you're like, okay, I feel a little bit better. I don't know. But that relatability
Yeah.
is so incredibly important.
It is. It's really
Yeah.
important. It's really important. It's really important not to feel alone. And no matter what you're doing. So disability is, our kids sometimes might have behavioral issues. They may not be able to relate easily to the world around them. And so we try to find those safe spaces. So that's what we try to do. And we try to encourage our families not to limit themselves
Yeah.
because there are others out there. And just, so that we always say reach out because and no matter where you're at, reach out. Even if you think you're doing well, maybe we can find something else for your child to do, summer,
Good.
after school,
That's
whatever it may be.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. Okay, so we've talked about this amazing organization, Parent to Parent, and of course, your involvement since 2004 with this organization, which is incredible, absolutely incredible. So, thinking about all of that and thinking about what you've done with Parent to Parent, what are you the most proud of?
The most proud of, well, besides my two great boys and and I have to say I'm proud of them. They turn out to be great young men. um I'm really proud, of Parent to Parent of Miami, on how we have tried to stay genuine to our mission, to the work that we do, and to the passion. And it's really nice to see that consistently we've been able to bring in people to our team that bring that passion. So, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the work that is being done with a lot of heart. So, I'm proud to be able to make a little bit of a contribution, and there's a lot of need in our community. But, I'm proud that P2P has been able to step up at different times by a lot of different people. So, and make an impact in our community. Proud of being genuine to that heart. Yeah.
That's incredibly important, and that's so moving. Thank you. Thank you, Fari. So we're gonna get ready to wrap up. And I always say it's a two-part question. As we close out the show, what is the best advice that you've ever received? And what advice do you want to leave our audience with today?
Hmm. Well, the best advice I received was from that good friend of mine, Isabel Garcia, who really turned out to be a great mentor for me. And she has always, she always said, just whatever you do it genuinely with passion, and be true to yourself. And I think that those are good words to live by in all that we do. you know, and doing everything with a caring heart. So yeah.
Is that what you want to leave our audience with, or do you have
Yeah.
any advice of your own for them?
Just go for it. Just go for it. I always like to say, I always leave off my things with dream big. And I think we need to dream big for all of us.
Yeah.
Whatever we do. Sometimes we
Yeah.
find, individually, we have such challenges in the day to day in the world that we live in, and sometimes you feel a little deflated, right? There are days that sometimes you don't, and, but just go for it. Just don't be afraid. You never know, the sky's the limit. You never know. So
Great things happen when you go for it, right? So be genuine and dream big. That, I think, are our two takeaways from this. And of course, all of the amazing work that Parent to Parent is doing. Big thank you to you, Fari, for joining us today. Thank you to our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers for allowing us to have this platform to talk about our amazing members and our community. These shows are filmed every Friday morning. So if you want to spend your Friday morning with me on Live with Brittnie, feel free to reach out to us at Chamber South, and we will see you next week.